Good morning, student. Welcome for today's science session. How are you all, Petines? We are on the chapter 17, that is Forest, Our Lifeline. We have started this chapter and this is part 2. So, in this topic, we are going to discuss the food chain and food web. So, we all know the food chain that's involved the flow of energy in a food chain. Okay, we will discuss the food web also in this. So let's start first. The independence of plants and animals in a forest. So independence of plants and animals. Animals produce carbon dioxide during respiration, which is taken up by the plants for photosynthesis to produce food. So we all know very well that plants need oxygen, giving oxygen, and need carbon dioxide to prepare its food. So to complete the photosynthesis, it needs sunlight, even it needs carbon dioxide from humans and animals as well. So it depends upon it. Second point, animals like butterflies, honeybees, birds, bat help pollinated flowers in the forest. So during the pollination process, we all know these insects are responsible for the pollination of the plant, pollination of the flower. Now let's take the fourth point, that is animal excreta and their dead bodies are converted into humus in the soil by the action of decomposers, and the humus act as manure and provide minerals for the growth of the plant. So these forests which get decomposed and form like this kind of waste manure, you can see in the video, and these decomposers used to prepare these kind of waste. And the next topic will goes on, that is dependence of animals on plants. Animals directly or indirectly depend upon the plant for food. Yes, we know that directly indirectly animals are depending upon them. Next is second point, tall trees give shelters to various animals, and most of the birds make their nest on the branches of the trees. Like animals, monkeys and apes are even taking the shelter there. Third point, plant produce oxygen during respiration, during photosynthesis, which is taken up by the animals for respiration. Okay, so plant is producing the oxygen even during the photosynthesis process. Okay, we all are aware with this. Now next topic is food chain. Okay, we know that all animals, whether herbivorous or carnivorous, directly or indirectly depends on plants for food. So organisms which feed on plants, the animals that which feed on plants often get eaten by other organisms, that is called carnivorous, of course. So the series of organisms linked together. So we can say that series of organisms which are linked together by the process of eating and being eaten for food is called food chain. So one upon another, you can see this figure. Here in this figure, what we are seeing that grasses are eaten by the grasshopper, and grasshopper is eaten by the frog, and frog is eaten by the snake. So this is the cycle. Now, for example, I can read up. Grass is eaten by the grasshopper. You can see this is the insect which in turn eaten by the frog. That's a primary carnivorous. And the frog is now eaten by the snake. That is secondary carnivorous. Okay. So this forms a food chain. So next is the flow of energy in a food chain. All organisms get energy from the food they eat. So whatever they are eating, they're getting the energy from it. So sun is the ultimate source of energy on the earth. Plants get light energy from the sun, and change it into chemical energy during photosynthesis. When animals eat the plants, this energy is transferred to the animals, and when animals eat other animal, the energy get transferred to that animal. For example, when this grasshopper eats grass, then it getting the energy. And when a frog eats grasshopper, the energy from the grasshopper is transferred to the frog. And when the snake eats this frog, the energy get transferred into the snake. When any of these organisms die, the energy passes into the decomposers. So the energy is always transferred from producer to the primary one. So to maintain this one transfer to another transfer, this food chain should be linked with one another. Like if one thing is died, of course the strength of that will increase. So for example, I can say that if the grasshoppers become so many in number, and if frogs are not there at all, then what will happen? Of course the grass are even they are very large in number, and after the death of the frogs and all the extension of the frogs, what will happen? The grasshopper strength will increase a lot, and they will all destroy the grasses. So if frog is extinct from this food chain, then what will happen? It will become a very big loss. Like everywhere is grasshopper, and grass is even lost. So it should not be. For maintaining the balance in the environment, it should be maintained well. Okay, now next is related with this is food web. You can draw this food chain in your practice notebook and prepare this. You can prepare the even model also while using this for the better memory. Next, I'll go with the food web. So what is the food web? Let me tell you. Many food chains together form a food web. We see a number of food chains, of course. All these food chains are interlinked with each other. Several food chains from a region are interconnected, form a food web. So food web is a complex feeding system. You will see this grass again. Now this grass is eaten by the deer, grasshopper, rat, squirrels. So one thing is distributed to many. Means they all are herbivorous, right? So they are taking the grass as a food and taking directly energy from it. Now they are eaten by carnivores like fox, it's eating rabbit, and mouse is eating squirrel, and birds are eating grasshopper, and the topper layer of carnivores, that is tiger, is eating deer, buffaloes, cows, and other. So this is the linked chain. Now these primary carnivores are eaten by the secondary carnivores. You can see the hawk and eagle and tiger even. So these are this is the food web where one thing is connected to each another. Like many food chains are interconnected with each other. Again, if one thing is like if we take an example that deer is extinct from our food web, then what will happen? There are a lot of the tiger will not survive. How? Because they didn't get the food. They don't have deer to eat, so they can't survive. So it's become very hard for the tigers to survive. They'll not get the food. One more thing, grass will be so much because deers are no more in their food web. That's why it should be maintained a balance should be there. So nothing should be extended from our earth. So we should maintain the balance always. If what will happen, if the lions disappear from the forest, the population of the deer will increase, and if too many deers are there, definitely there will be a competition, and if there is a competition, of course they will starve. Deer will not survive because a lot of deers will be there, and definitely the grass will also extend from a big level, because a lot of deer need a lot of food also. So in this way, this food web is connected. So I have done with this topic. Try to remember this food web, make your own food web using other examples in your notebook. So till then, thank you. Have a nice day.